What's up, everybody? It's David Gray from the Livingston Parish News here with you on a Friday, and hope you all had a great weekend. And now we get to get into the long Labor Day weekend. I know everybody's looking forward to having Monday off, so let's dive right into it. Get y'all out of here on a Friday. Like I said, I'm the lifestyle editor with the Livingston Parish News. You can find all of our content daily at www.livingstonparishnews.com. We also post all of our stories on our social media platforms. It's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We have a morning and afternoon show that we publish Monday through Friday, as well as a weekly podcast that our publisher and editor McHugh David publishes once a week. So let's give you all an update on today's traffic, and it looks like, yeah, with it being Friday, especially Friday before a long weekend, it's traffic's building up right now. You have a lot of traffic coming from Baton Rouge towards Hammond. There's right now on Interstate 12, looks pretty clear in Livingston Parish until you get to Livingston at Highway 63 or Exit 22. Around there, it looks like there's a lot of red building up, and also some traffic building up at Exit 29. That's the Holden exit at Highway 441. There also looks like there's traffic around the Highway 441 and Highway 190 intersection in Holden. And there also looks like there's some traffic on Highway 43 in Albany, north of the interstate. And then in Denham Springs, you have some traffic where it usually builds up on Highway 190 near Jubin Road. And then there's also a little bit of traffic building up right now on Highway 16 or Range Avenue coming from Denham Springs to Watson. And now let's get a look at today's weather, which is brought to you by WVLA NBC 33 and WGMB Fox 44. Right now, it's a little cooler than it was the last couple days, but I say a little cooler, very mildly cooler. It's 92 and it feels like 98. I know the last couple days it was like into the 100s, what it felt like. So mildly cooler, but probably doesn't really feel like it that much. And for your weekend, it says it's supposed to be cloudy tonight, but sunny tomorrow and Saturday. Then it's going to be partly cloudy on Sunday. Then you have some isolated thunderstorms on Monday and Tuesday. And then it looks like the sun's coming back out Wednesday and Thursday. And next week you have highs in the lower to mid 90s. But of course, in Louisiana, it's always going to feel like it's 100 degrees in August. So now let's go into today's news. And if you our sports reporter Kevin Fambro, he published a story today about a drug bust in Albany. There was a narcotics investigation of the Skinner Lane area in Albany that led to 2 arrests on Thursday. The detectives who executed the search warrants, they found a large amount of narcotics, illegal firearms, and money. And the two men were booked into the Livingston Parish Detention Center. They are Tyshawn Lamar Coleman, 23 of Hammond, who's being charged with 2 counts of possession with intent to distribute Schedule I drugs and possession of a firearm with drugs. His bond was set at $150,000. And then Keltrick Jackson, 23 of Albany, he's being charged with 2 counts of possession with intent to distribute Schedule I drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia, resisting an officer, bench warrant, driver's license expired, careless operation, failure to secure registration, failure to signal an improper turn. His bond was set at just over $106,000. During their investigation, detectives found a bunch. They seized more than $1,500 in cash. They had 5 firearms, including one of those that was reported as stolen. They also found marijuana, methamphetamines, heroin, liquid THC, hydrocodone, and oxycodone. So Jason Art said that this investigation is still ongoing, and they actually expect a few more arrests to come during the course of this investigation. So be on the lookout for that. And then in other criminal news, last night, if you saw Kevin Fambro's report, he's been in trial the last 2 days, and the jury, they didn't waste any time yesterday. A jury voted 12-0 on Thursday to convict Martin Morgan of second-degree murder in 2018 slaying of Michael Neufeld. The jury also voted 11-1 to convict Morgan on account of obstruction of justice by tamper with evidence. And Judge Jeffrey Johnson is scheduled to sentence Martin Morgan at 1 p.m. on October 24th in 21st Judicial District Court, and he'll sentence Morgan to either life in prison without benefit of parole, probation, or suspension of sentence. This trial lasted 2 days, and Martin Morgan never took the stand to testify, and there's a lot of details that Kevin put in this, and I'm not going to go into it now. If you want to read about it, you can find it on our website. Like I said, www.livingstonparishnnews.com. But one thing that I would like to point out is Assistant District Attorney Greg Murphy. He described this as the craziest case he's ever had. So if you want to read about the details of that case, it's on our website. Now, kind of switching gears to sports. Last night, you know that high school football is now picking up. Denham Springs High, they had a tough one. They fell to Dutchtown 17-7 in their jamboree last night at home. The game was split into two 12-minute halves, and it was their final preparation for the regular season. So, not much to worry about in terms of record and regular season, record, playoff season, all that stuff. But it just gave Coach Bill Connides a glimpse of his team, and he didn't seem too happy with their effort after that first outing last night. Dutchtown averaged 10.2. More than 10 yards per play, and they scored on each of their first three series, and that included an 80-yard touchdown on the first play of the second half, and then Dutchtown also got another long touchdown, a 63-yarder on a run in the first half. So Denham's defense, they kind of struggled throughout the game. They gave up more than 170 yards throughout the game, and 150 of that was on the ground. And they were able to have two possessions starting in Dutchtown territory in the first half, but they were never able to capitalize on it. It's something that Bill was very upset about after the game when he was speaking with our sports editor William Weathers. But the Jackets did get on the board once whenever the quarterback Luke Lunsford scored on a 14-yard scramble. And overall, Denham finished with 199 yards on 14 plays, which was an average of just under about 4.5 per play. And they'll be looking to get things right, and they open the season next week against Hahnville. So hopefully they can bounce back from their jamboree performance. And then you have a couple other 5A games in action tonight. Live Oak High will host West Jefferson at 7 p.m. at Live Oak High, and that game will be split into two 15-minute halves. And then Walker's going to hit the road, and they're going to go to Memorial Stadium in Baton Rouge to play the Catholic High Bears. And it'll be the first time that people really get to see what the Wildcats are expected to do under Coach Chad Mahaffey, who took over this year. And like I said earlier, it's kind of a homecoming game for him because he's a graduate of the Catholic High. And then switching gears to college football, Southeastern, they opened with a big win yesterday. They won 35-14 over Jacksonville State, and it's the Lions' first win over a top 10 team since 2013. So it looks like they really got off to a strong start to the regular season. And also, before the game, they unveiled a new statue, a new bronze lion statue that's in front of the stadium. The statue weighs 800 pounds, 65 inches tall. It's from head to tail. It's 82 inches. So I mean, it cost $50,000 that was invested into putting up this statue, and they're really thinking that's going to be a new spot around campus that'll attract a lot of attention. Now, switching gears to lifestyle news. Today, I published a story on Levi Russell, and if you've followed us, the last couple of months, you've probably heard of Russell, Mr. Levi's story. He's a 6-year-old boy from Watson who, the last couple of years, has started raising money to buy bulletproof vests for local law enforcement. He kind of got interested in this after the 2016 ambush shootings in Baton Rouge. We all remember that, where 6 officers were shot, 3 were killed, and 3 were injured during that shooting. And after that, he really wanted to start protecting local law enforcement. So he set out to raise money to buy these bulletproof vests. They're called Angel Armor bulletproof vests. They're lighter and they have better technology than just your typical bulletproof vest. And this year he gave 2 bulletproof vests to the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office. It was about $3,000 for both of those, and then he's done a lot more since then. He had a fundraiser at Big Mike's Bar and Grill in Denham Springs recently, and they raised a good bit of money at that fundraiser. And Big Mike O'Neill, the owner of the restaurant, he was really moved whenever they asked him if they could do that, because his father was a state trooper in Baton Rouge for 20 years. And they said that the money that they got from that fundraiser, Big Mike's, are going to use to donate they're gonna want to donate a bulletproof vest to the Louisiana State Police, and they're gonna do that in Mike's father's name. So it was a really good story. So check that out on our website. And let's take y'all back through everything today real fast. Get y'all out of here on this Labor Day weekend. Oh, also reminder: the Walker Police, they posted something on their social media page today, and this kind of goes across the board for all police agencies in the state across the country. They're going to be serious. There's going to be checkpoints up this weekend for the Labor Day weekend. It's time to have fun, but unfortunately, a lot of people are a little too crazy with that. So there's going to be sobriety checkpoints all over the parish. So just be on the lookout for that. If you drink, just don't drive. Call a friend, call an Uber, call somebody to come get you, because it's not worth that the price you have to pay of not only having to go to jail, get out of jail, get bailed out, then you have to deal with everything that happens after that, and it's just not fun. We've all had friends that have gone through something like that, so just make sure that you're being extra careful this weekend, and just if you're gonna drink, just don't drive. That's the only thing. Have fun this weekend, but be smart about it. So let's go through the traffic real fast. And like I said earlier, the traffic is building up. There's a lot of traffic right now at exit 22 on Interstate 12. That's the Livingston exit at Highway 63. There's also some traffic, it looks like, around a little past Walker, the Walker exit 15. There's also some traffic building up around the Holden exit, that's exit 29. And then also there's traffic on Highway 43 in Albany north of the interstate. And then you, of course, have your regular traffic that builds up around Highway 190 and Jubin Road, and then also some traffic on Highway 16 or Range Avenue from Denham Springs to Watson. And now your weather, which is brought to you by WVLA NBC 33 and WGMB Fox 44. Right now it is 92 degrees. It feels like 98. The rest of this weekend, tonight's going to be partly cloudy, looks like. Then Saturday is supposed to be sunny. Goes back to being partly cloudy on Sunday. And then Monday and Tuesday have chance of isolated showers. And then Wednesday and Thursday of next week, it's supposed to be sunny. And it looks like for the next week, it's going to be lower to mid 90s. Like I said, I'm David Gray, Lifesider with the Livingston Parish News. You can find all of our content daily at www.livingstonparishnews.com. We also have 2 print editions that come out on Thursday and Sunday of every week. We publish a morning and afternoon show that goes live Monday through Friday, and then we also have a weekly podcast that gets published. And you can find all of our content everywhere. We're on all the social media platforms. It's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So everybody, hope you have a great Labor Day weekend, and remember to be safe.